G'day folks, it's Andy here from Aussie Homesteads. Let's talk about capacitors in dryers and what do they do, and how do you know if that capacitor that runs that motor, that starts that motor, how do you know if that's any good or not? Alright, let's figure it out. What does a capacitor do? A capacitor builds up a charge. So the charge goes in one side, builds up in here, and goes out the other side. And what that does is it kick-starts this motor, because this is where the belt connects to that drives the big drying drum. Now, if this capacitor isn't any good, it can't kick-start that enough, so your dryer won't actually start. And the best way to test if this capacitor, and the fastest way, is to chuck in a bunch of wet washing. And if it won't turn over, there's a good chance that either your belt's slipping or the capacitor is bad. Now, how are they measured? This is out of a Fisher & Paykel dryer, just your average 4.5 kilo Fisher & Paykel dryer. So the belt goes round here, round the tensioner, and shoots up to the drum, and it runs it. Okay, now, this is an 8 microfarad capacitor. So they come in different capacitance. Fisher & Paykel run 8 microfarad. Simpson, Electrolux, Hoover run 7 microfarads. How do we know what? Well, if you have a look on each of the capacitors, there's a rating. And what it says is right here. 7 microfarads. Right there. 7 micro, that means micro, and that means farads. Plus or minus 5%. So, if this is 7 microfarads, and that's what it would look like there, 7 microfarads, we need to be able to test it with a multitester. Now, if you get one, if you just put into eBay, multitester that does capacitance, okay, this one was like $20. I mean, I'm not promoting Ning or whatever it is. I mean, there's 50,000 Chinese brands, and they're all done the same job. But basically, you need one with this scale down the bottom of it, which is in microfarads. And that's that same symbol that's here. It's microfarads. And it's on that green scale. And I've set mine to 20 microfarads, which is the top range of what we're going to measure. Because remember, we're only measuring 7 microfarads or 8 microfarads. And now what we're going to do is determine whether these capacitors are any good. Okay? So let's start with this one that says 7 microfarads. So what we'll do is we'll put the contactors on, and it doesn't matter with a capacitor which side you put it on, and watch what the scale does. The scale says 7.13 microfarads. It takes a little while for these multitesters to build up to the microfarads on some of them, right? So you see how I've just put the contacts back on? It takes a little while till you get your result. There it is. It's measured at 7.13. So this one is actually brand new out of the box, so I know it's good. Alrighty, let's test this one. This one's 8 microfarads, and it's got 4 poles, but not that it matters. I'll explain that in a second. This one also had 4 poles. This one only has 2. So this one is an 8 microfarad as compared to this one, which is 7 microfarad. So let's put the continuity tester on, set to 20 microfarads, and what does it say? Wait for a little while. 3.77. Well, that's nowhere near 8, is it? Plus or minus 5%. So that means that capacitor is knackered. So you can throw that one in the bin. And you would replace that with a corresponding 8 microfarad brand new one out of the box. This is a 7, but you get the idea. You buy 7s or 8s. Alright, this one is another one, and it says 7 microfarads. Let's test it. The multi-tester on. Positive and negative, doesn't matter which way around. Doing this one-handed, so it's a bit tricky. Alrighty, what does it say? Here we go, 2.05. That is never going to start that motor. That has an 8 microfarad capacitor. Any less than about 5, it is not going to start this motor. It won't give it the kick that it needs. The capacitor's job is to give this thing a kick to get it to turn over. And that's all that needs to do. Alrighty, so now we know how to test them using our multi-tester. If you have a look at the ones that come in these dryers, they come in 4 posts, which is this, and you'll see there's a distinct dividing line between them. See how that divides? And those 4 posts, believe it or not, are actually joined together. So So if you have a look at this one here, the blue one, you'll see that it's actually bridged. That one was bridged on the inside. This one's pretty obvious because it's bridged on the outside. But that distinct line that divides these two from these two is where you put your tester across. And that's how you can join a 4-poster into a 2-poster. All you need to do is pick either that one and that one on that side, and that one and that one on that side. You can't put one there and one there on the same side. So you can't put one there and one there because it just doesn't work. You need one on this side of that line and one on this side of that line. And that will start that motor if it's at the right capacitance. So there you go. There's a fast way to test your capacitors. And as I said, you can either do the manual test by bunging in about, if it's a 4.5 kilo washer, get all your washing out, chuck it in. If it refuses to start, there's a good chance it's that capacitor. How much are these? Well, this one came from Dick Smith. I think it was $10 Australian. You know, you can get them for $15 or whatever. Just shop around till you find the right one. But just make sure you get the right capacitance, because if you put a 7 microfarad capacitor on an 8 microfarad motor, it doesn't do real well. So what you need to do is ascertain what the microfarads is that's written on it. This is a metal canister. They come in plastic canisters, plastic. And what you need to do is get one wire from there and one wire from there. Join it in there. Test it first to make sure it's fine. Get yourself a brand new one and bung it into there, and that motor will turn over. And that's all you need to know about capacitors in dryers, and that's how you test them. Get yourself a $20 tester, set it on to 20 microfarads, because that's the top limit of 7 and 8 microfarads. We don't need much more. We could go on to 50 if we want, but it's not going to do any more. But also you'll notice that there's 2 microfarads, 20 microfarads, etc., etc. And it goes around the scale. So what we're testing for is, see up there, it says microfarads. And that's what we need to set. Not all of these multi-testers test microfarads. This one's actually not bad. It's a, I mean, I'm not promoting Neng, but it's Neng, I don't know, DT9205A. Punch that in eBay. But the advantage of this one is it tests all sorts of things. But the advantage, another advantage is if you go around to this little red scale, that has a little buzzer symbol on it, and you can actually test continuity. So when you join these two together, like if you were to bridge the red to the black, like so, see how it lights up? And if you listen carefully, doing this one end's a nightmare. If you join it together, hear that? Red light goes on, it's a buzzer, so it gives you a visual indication, and you can also hear it. So all you need to do, that will test for continuity. In other words, is there a circuit between 2 points? So if you had a wire that was running across here, and you put one end of this on one end of the wire and the red one on the other end of the wire, if there's a break in that wire, you wouldn't have continuity. You would have a broken connection, and it wouldn't go buzz. So there's just a couple of quick tips on multimeters and testing capacitors. But mainly this video is about testing dryer capacitors. So any questions, chuck them in the comments. If you like it, like it. If you want to follow me, that's great too, because there's plenty more videos where these came from. Hope that helps somebody. But there you go, 7 microfarads, 8 microfarads. How to know if it's going to work in your dryer or not. This is Andy here from Aussie Homesteads. Hope you enjoyed the video, and talk to you later. Bye.